Hello everyone, and my name is William, and today we're going to be continuing our 2D platformer tutorial in Unity. And today what we're going to talk about is the player and how we're going to make the player not jump if he's grounded. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to need rays for that, and I'll explain that once I do this. So now if you notice the player, if we move him down here, you'll see that if he's here, he's on the ground, right? Because he's one side is on the ground, at least this one, I mean the right one, but the left one's not. So how we're going to check whether he's grounded or not is we're going to make two empty objects. We're going to call this left check. We're going to give this its own little symbol. Let's make it a little blue circle. Let's put it here, maybe -1.25. And then we're going to duplicate that, move it to positive. And what these checks will do is that these checks are essentially places where we're going to bring out rays, and if these rays touch the ground, then we know we're grounded at a very short distance. So let's say this hits the ground here, then as long as one of them is true, that means you're entirely grounded. So let's go into the code and let's make this work. Now I thought this might take a while, guys, so oh, here it is. Oh yes, so what we want to do is we want to make two new variables. Let's first call this movement variables, and let's create a new section for ground variables, so ground checks. So we're going to make two game objects, public game object left check, public game object right check, and then we're going to make two booleans, so public boolean left grounded and public boolean right grounded, which will be true if their respected checks are grounded. So we're going to make a new function. We're going to call this public void check grounded. And what this will do is we're going to essentially check it to see if we're grounded or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to put out rays. So ray cast hit 2D hit left is equal to physics 2D dot raycast. We're going to bring out an array, and the origin is going to be the left check dot transform dot position, and the direction is going to be vector 2 dot down, which is shorthand for writing 0, -1, which means we're going down. And then what we want to do is we want to debug dot log hit left dot transform. Now we're going to play this. No, first we want to set the variables, so wait for this to load. Then we'll set left check here and right check here. There we go. Now let's check the console while we're playing, and let's see what happens. It says player. Now we don't want it to say player, we want it to say ground. So, but the thing about it is, if you look at it carefully enough, you'll see that it's right inside the player. So how do we solve this? Well, what we need to do is we need to do layer masks. So if we were to go here, go to layer, go here, add layer, let's add a user layer, and let's call it ground. Then go back to ground, set the layer to ground, click apply, and then as you can see, this is why prefabs are useful, because all of them now have ground as their layer, if you can see here. So that's one of the main reasons why prefabs are useful. And so what we're going to set now for the check grounded is we're going to set a layer mask. So public layer mask ground. What this layer mask does is it checks to see if it has the layer, and if it does have the layer, then we're going to return true. Oh yeah, and we also need one more variable. We need a ground distance. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to add a few more variables here. The float distance will be ground distance, and the layer mask will be ground. And now we're going to go back here, go back to player, and now we're going to set this ground distance to 0.5, set the ground to ground of the layer mask. Then we're going to play, and let's see what happens. As we can see, ground is set. Otherwise, it's null if we jump. Now we can see why that's very useful. So let's just type this out, this if statement. So if hit left dot transform is not equal, it's not equal to null, then what we're going to do is we're going to set left grounded is equal to true. Else, if this is not true, then we're going to do is we're going to set left grounded back to false. And then we're just going to take this, copy and paste it, except for this time we're going to do it for the right check. So right check, no, right hit right is equal to right check hit right grounded right grounded. Then we're going to go back and we're going to play, and let's see what happens. Click on the player, and as we can see in the text, we're both grounded, but when we're in the air we're not grounded anymore. And so let's put this into a check to make sure we don't lag out. Let's go back to our movement, and so if this is true, and what we also want to do is if this is true, and so we get a jump, and if not, we need to set a new variable. Sorry guys. And if public bool double jumped. So if we haven't double jumped, then we're going to do is and not double jumped. So we're going to check to see if we are grounded. So if we are not left grounded and we are not right grounded, so if both of these are false, then the only explanation that can be delivered from this is that we are double jumped, because there's no way we can be grounded. And so what else we're going to do is that let's play it and see what happens. You want to click on the player, so go back here. Oh yeah, and we can't jump anymore, so what that means is that we have to set it to, so else, but I said double jump back to false, so double jump is equal to false, and double jump is equal to false. There we go. Now this should work, so we should be able to double jump without having any problems. So we can, wait, no, that's not true. Huh, I did it wrong, sorry guys. No, we should put this, let me think for a bit. Oh yeah, we should put it here, not in the else statement, but in the if statement, because we want to check if it's not equal to null. Sorry guys. There we go. Now let's play and let's see what happens. Seems like we can only double jump, but when we done jumping, we can actually go back to normal. We can jump again, but we don't jump infinitely. And so that's it for this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.